Sir Eugene Acevedo. And so, here's our formula, sir. Very quick lang po yung question ko, sir. So, how does it feel partnering with Sunlife Grepa, sir?
How does it feel? There are three reasons why we're excited to continue our partnership with Sunlife. The first is selling bancassurance is not an easy thing to do. So when our relationship managers are able to build bancassurance selling skills, it makes them better professionals from a customer empathy standpoint to life stage marketing. The second thing is the insurance people just have a better way of doing things. It's more exciting, innovative, creative, even fun. So it puts more color in our lives as serious bankers. But the third and more serious part is we think we are going to continue to see a double-digit growth in insurance and investment demand in this country as the economy grows at 6 to 7%. And that's a market segment that we will continue to focus on because it will be even more profitable in the next 10 years. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Michelle, Chinoy TV. Anybody else from our media friends? Yes, ma'am?
I don't need to use my mic because my voice is too loud.
Yes.
Just want to share, last night I just got my first check on Sunday regarding to my insurance and investment. So I just got my funds there withdrawn. So my question is that since we are evolving to the online part of insurance, that's what I experienced from getting my funds. So how can Sunlife Grepa and RCBC work together to make sure that the online transactions from getting the funds, the enrollments of the insurances are still safe, effective, and convenient for the consumers? Thank you.
Well, it's really part of our digital transformation to combine the strengths of RCBC as well as Sunlife Grepa in that technology. Right? So in the space of making sure that it's making easier for our clients to transact from the time that they get insurance to the time that they need the funds or even the actual payout and claims, that will be all planned for digital. But we always ensure that digital, while we are providing that for our clients, it should also be intended to build on the relationship more than just the transaction.
Okay, so how about
Part of our plans is to put bancassurance into our mobile app to make it much easier for our customers to make bancassurance decisions. And it will be similar to, when you open your app, you make decisions as to checking your balances, wanting to make a time deposit, doing foreign exchange, even making a trust fund investment. Bancassurance, consumer loans, and everything else that you do with banks, which are not that complicated, should be part of our mobile app going forward. Naturally, bancassurance is a little more sophisticated and a little more complicated and not standard. But I am sure that there are some bancassurance products that are more standard that we can put in our mobile app very conveniently. Maybe the other thing I'll mention is data analytics also has a significant input into this. When we sell our products, we just don't knock on doors or call anyone. We do our research, we use data analytics to figure out, using analytical tools, even artificial intelligence, to figure out which of our customers should be the customers we should be approaching at certain stages of their lives. That is going to be a major part of our process. In fact, it already is. Data analytics is already an important part of the process. So even if you don't see data and digitization happening in your current interaction with a relationship manager or a service officer, behind them, much of digitization and data analytics is already happening. Thank you.
Alright, so, additional question. Kasi, I believe yesterday, the Banco Central of the Pilipinas just announced that they're going to raise the interest rate for the lending or so due to the inflation. So, in terms of the investment part of, since we have the bancassurance, how are we going to make sure that the customers are still winning despite the inflation rates and the rising of the products?
Well, it's very important to understand that regardless of the market condition, inflation, etc., life insurance is an important safeguard for life contingencies and emergencies. So it can cushion, right, the financial burden to a person when that happens. So any time, right, for us, it's really the best time for you to invest in your life and health protection plan. So, which means it doesn't really have to wait for the inflation to go up or go down, or the market to go up or go down, because the earlier you get your protection, the better as well for you and your family.
Just to add to that, the good thing about market volatility is it provides certain opportunities for you to enter the market. But overall, I agree with my partner that it's a never-ending process. No, it's a never-ending process. But if you ask me, now what we do is, as bancassurance, as your bancassurance provider, we're going to help you figure out which parts of the market you should be entering at this point to at least give you better returns. That's part of the role that we play.
Thank you very much. And at this point, we'd also like to ask some of these questions that were sent in by our virtual media friends. We have from July Rada of Manila Standard. How will this partnership contribute to the bottom line of both Sunlife and RCBC?
There are direct and indirect ways of looking at it. The indirect way of looking at it is, as I mentioned earlier, bancassurance, and I keep repeating this, bancassurance makes bank salespeople better salespeople, which means that, and we can see this in our experience, our salespeople who do well in bancassurance also do very well in all the other bank products, cross-selling consumer loans, cross-selling everything else. So bancassurance gives us that lift across all product sectors. From a planning standpoint, I think between us, we are seeing bancassurance earnings to be running at a quadruple rate as we go towards the end of our 10-year journey. I can believe that because of two things. One, we are still severely underpenetrated from a bancassurance standpoint. I think we're less than 10% penetrated, and my partner nicely reminds me on a regular basis that we do more. In addition to this, our number of customers, is also growing significantly. So it's easy for me to believe that from an earnings standpoint, we should be able to generate over the next 10 years anywhere from 7 to 8 billion of additional income for RCBC alone.
Well, I would say that earlier I mentioned about the success of the partnership is in the word part itself. And that is because in terms of the bottom line, right, of contribution for a bancassurance, you can see that the value that we derive is really in that partnership. There's a leveraging of the existing clients, the relationship, right, and providing that whole completeness, a suite of products that will make a true financial journey of a person complete, right, from the bank products to insurance, and that's the real value and the real bottom line. In terms of profitability, we are profitable, and what we intend to do is always, because of that leveraging, we're able to use that and bring it back to the community as well as to our clients by building better capabilities, providing for the better security of our digital applications in general. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we have another question from online, from Joanne Santiago Villanueva. Good afternoon. Where do you see the business this year amidst new challenges brought about not just by the pandemic, but by the policy normalization around the world?
Maybe I'll take it from where we are right now. I would say that because of the pandemic that has happened, the understanding of the needs for health and life protection has dramatically increased. And that has always emerged from the recent surveys. We do a frequent survey with Sunlife here in the Philippines, as well as with our partner RCBC, because we do those financial readiness survey with our clients. And we saw a dramatic increase in the clients choosing and raising their top priority, which is now health and life protection. Right? And because of that, we are also seeing that our health insurance coverage has grown. In fact, even in the last 2 years, we're growing our new policies by about 20 to 30%. Having said that, our group business is growing at around 100% this year. And that is because we have launched new products for our small and micro and small medium enterprises to enable their the entities of those smaller businesses, including their employees, to be given the appropriate coverage. And that has helped boost our business for this year.
All right. Anyone else from our media friends who would like to ask questions? We have our microphone. We have Sir James. And then shortly.
Hello, good afternoon. This question is for Sir Richard Lim. Sir, can you describe or what are the strengths of Life Grepa as an organization compared to your competitors locally? And then second question is that why should consumers, especially during these times, choose Life Grepa? And then the third one is what to expect in the next 10 years.
Okay, I'll answer the first, right? Life Grepa has, I would say, the best of both worlds because we have two giant brands with us. Right? The entire YGC, Yuchengco Group of Companies, as well as the Sunlife. You know, if you have an organization wherein it's backed by a world-class standard, which is applied in all operations, especially in the Philippines, wherein we're the #1 insurance brand, and then you couple that with the strength of our partner, especially their network and their digital capabilities, which is known right now as the best digital bank in the country. And you add that with the YGC standard reputation all throughout this nationwide, and that gives you that particular capabilities to make sure that you are really delivering the value. But I emphasized earlier that the same passion that we have is really the passion for our clients. Right? We will always look at how we can deliver or create those moments that becomes impactful for our clients, so that how do we eventually enhance the capability of our clients to receive their claims payment or their maturity payouts, etc. Those will always be in our top priority. And I think why would anyone choose us? Obviously, it's because Sunlife and RCBC, Sunlife Grepa and RCBC are partners. It's a strong choice already. You can look at how both of us combined can provide the whole suite of financial planning requirements for our client. I think your third question is looking at the next 10 years. This is what I love, right? Because I will be setting expectations with my bank partner, with Eugene here. No, in the last 10 years, what we plan to achieve really, if we look at our business plan here, I won't give all the numbers, of course, but our plan in general is what we have achieved cumulative in the first 10 years, we plan to triple it in the next 10 years. So that is what I can say. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sir James. And we have another question. Hi,
sir. Good afternoon. First, congratulations for another decade of partnership and for helping more Filipinos to achieve their brighter future. My question is for Sir Richard Lim. Sir, stocks and investment are currently down and seem to be affected by the political changes. Is this a good time to invest in insurance?
Earlier I said that any time, right, is the best time for you to make sure you are investing in your life and health protection. But having said that, some people are more into having the so-called variable linked products wherein they want to look at the investments component into the insurance. I would say that we do need to assess a client profile. But that's always an important part of how we offer clients. It is really the financial advice. We make sure that we understand what are the financial needs of the client. So we do a financial needs analysis. And then we understand where do they really want to use it and what's the flow of the fund, where are they most concerned with. And is the client, for example, capable of understanding the risk, the market risk, so that they are willing to invest in a volatile market? But if I am a personal, from my end perspective, just my own, but I don't want to say this to anyone, right? For me, personally, I do regular transactions, meaning I do get additional insurance coverage practically on a regular basis. So regardless of the timing of the market. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And we have our last question for Mr. Eugene S. Acevedo. How does bancassurance contribute to the growth story of RCBC?
When we did our brainstorming 3 years ago, we identified several product segments and customer segments that are going to grow faster than the GDP growth rate of the country. So in this picture came consumer loans, which were growing at a 20% or so clip, including credit cards. The next thing we identified was as the SME business, which in our experience was growing anywhere from 15 to 20% as well. The third, and probably the most relevant for this discussion, is our expectation that insurance and investment will be growing at a similar rate. As more Filipinos become bankable, as more Filipinos move towards middle class, as the middle class of the country expands, the demand for insurance and investment products will naturally grow much faster as well. And I've seen this in the bank alone the last 3 years. We've been seeing our investment businesses, including wealth, grow between 20 to 30% a year. Bancassurance is one of the chief products in that market, in that product segment. So it would be negligent for us not to invest in people's skills, in selling skills, product skills, because there's a significant market opportunity to go after. So I believe in what my partner said earlier, that in the next 10 years, we should be tripling our business together, given that opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. Thank you very much to our